What's up, guys? I'm here at the cabin today getting some work done. Well, trying to get some work done. I was working with the stove a little bit. That I didn't get too far on. Then I started cleaning a little bit for the upcoming winter. Didn't get too far on that. Then I was sitting here staring because I was thinking if I had a third hand, I would definitely get more things done. And then that's when it popped in my mind. A tool that we made before on other videos, probably a long time ago. There's a way you can make a really easy, quick fix to it. Not even fix, like adjustment to it or an add-on to it. It's probably a better way to say it, to give you that third hand that you might need around camp. So I'm going to show you that one today, and maybe then I'll get something done. But video time right now. Video time. So the camp tool I was talking about is one of these things. It's called a sawbuck. Now, there's tons of different ways you can make these things. I have found that this is probably the best setup. The first one I ever made was after watching Dick Proennke's documentary, Alone in the Wilderness. He used one of these for his cabin build. I was like, I'm going to try that. And it worked out absolutely awesome. So basically what we did, this was all wilderness materials. Again, you can bring materials in if you have stationary camp or you're doing this around your house. But 4 legs, about waist height, somewhere where it's comfortable to work and saw on. And then you stick up these crazy looking uprights. There's 4 on this side, 2 on this side. Now you might be thinking, what are these uprights for? So the uprights are for helping along when you're going to saw, to hold larger pieces of logs in place. You can also put smaller wood here too. Let me show you. I have my stovepipe. Hold on. Now, of course, I'm not going to be cutting the stovepipe, but the point is you can drop your larger logs in here, and these uprights hold it in place. So now when I get my saw, I can stand here very comfortably and saw, right? Easy breezy, it's not going to go anywhere, it's very stable. A larger log will just sit higher up in these, so you want to make sure these are good and stable. And then smaller pieces of wood, hold on, like something even like this, you can just easily wedge this along the edge here, like this, of these posts, and get back to sawing. So super, super useful. But this isn't really what I was going to show you. I'm just showing you this as a table. The other nice part of this is that you're probably like, Dan, at this point, what are you even talking about? So the sawbuck is what we're going to add on to, okay? The middle portion of this we use all the time for carving, for splitting stuff. It's just a good all-around work table. You can use them also for food prep and whatever you need a table for out in the woods. But the third hand comes into play right here. So for this, you are going to need to drill through your bench, or you're going to be putting a hole in it. For Dan here, bit and brace, because you know I like my old tools, okay? So pick a spot that you like for this, and just literally drill through. So nice and easy, take your time with it, have fun. The size, well, we'll get to that in a second. Whew, right through. Easy breezy. All right. So we got through that thing, we're out the bottom, nice and easy. Now, why I said size does matter. You know, we're going to be fishing a piece of rope through this, okay? So if you have really, really thick rope, bigger hole, smaller rope, you can get away with a smaller hole. But what I would suggest is something around the size of a nickel is probably going to be best. You don't have to go super heavy duty with this rope unless all you have is heavy rope. I'm just using a thin cotton clothesline rope for this. It's going to work just absolutely fine. So how we're going to do this is we can either go from the bottom and feed it up like this. It's pretty thick, so it's going to take a little bit. Or what I think I'm going to do, because it seems like it's getting stuck in there a little bit, is we're going to be bushcrafty. We're going to throw a thinner piece of string down. Alright, so I'm going to feed this through. Just remember, if you're using like twine or rope or something for a project like this, like just for pulling your other line through, don't go and cut this. Leave it on a spool. You're just wasting another resource that you have out here. So just a little, that's a little hot tip for everybody. So what I'm doing under here now is I'm just feeding my heavier line in. I'm going to make it even. I have lots of rope here, but that's okay. Even it out, and then pull it through, okay? So now I have this loop right here. My line is frayed, but that's okay, all right? We'll work with it here. We're like real wilderness guys. So just to get a little close up, I have my hole with my string. If I pull the string from the bottom, see my hand dangling down there, and I have something in here, what it's gonna do is tighten it up, okay? Now I can't hold this and do this with whatever piece of wood I'm gonna have in place here because I need both hands. Third hand, remember? All right, so welcome down to the ground with me. Now what we're gonna do with this bottom section is we are going to tie a knot. Now we don't want the knot to touch the ground. You gotta play around with this a little bit. So what I recommend is this. Take a small stick, you're not gonna be able to see it because it's off camera, but take this small stick, put it in the loop, and pull the loop down. That's gonna give you a good estimate of how tight this needs to be once you get this tied off, okay? So the next thing I want is when I have maximum pressure down, I want this an inch or two off the ground. So all I'm gonna do now is I'm literally just going to tie this into whatever kind of knot I would like, something that's gonna hold. Now, first option is we just keep it like this. I can put my foot in, which I'm gonna show you right here, like this, and push down, and that's gonna hold my piece in place. So as I work, I create tension on that top loop, and now my work piece, I have a third hand, okay? So if I'm doing something here, carving a spoon or cutting, I can do that. The only downfall with this is that it could get tiresome, okay? Your leg is up a little bit. It's sort of just dangling, and it's not, if you don't get it in the right part of your foot, it's just a pain. But in my case right here, I am pretty comfortable for a short time. I can kick my leg out this way, hold it in place, and work. But we're gonna make it better. All right, so the second option, which makes everything way better, is to add a foot treadle onto that rope. So I still have my knot in place. I just took a flat board. This is a fleshing board that we made at the Bushman class last year, placed it on here. Now, really easily, I can just stand on this and push pressure down. Okay, so with this now, I can really easily and comfortably just stand on this. I can add so much pressure to this thing that the piece up top is not even moving, okay? Like it is totally solid and locked in there. The downfall with this system though, just overall, especially with a heavier foot treadle in there, is that if I would take this out and let this go, my piece is gonna fall through. So you really should have something along or just near you just to hold this up when you're not using it. So I leave this in place like that, go get my work. So you come back to camp with your larger work piece, say you're experimenting with some notches or you're making something out of this, carving, you need two hands, okay? Just lift this up really easily, place your next work piece in, allow it time to drop down, and then just add your foot. Now really quickly I can add as much pressure as I need or as little pressure as I need to keep this in place while I work, cut, carve, or do whatever I'm doing. When I would be done with this, again, making aware you have that second toggle, lift this up, slide out your workpiece, slide in your new little wedge there, and you're good to go. Everything's ready for the next time you're going to use it. And there you go, another awesome project with Coalcracker. With the leaves changing, this is my time to be here. I love it. Pretty soon some snow flurries. Oh, I love it. So I hope you love it too. I hope you get out and get to experiment with this stuff. But again, you do this at home just as easily. So add this tool to the toolbox. Adaptations, easy to do, and it'll get the job done. So if you haven't already, click the subscribe button, click the notification bell below. As always, check us out at coalcrackerbushcraft.com. And until next video, stay in the woods.